Hi, everybody. Okay, so we are reviewing the land art project. Uh, Yesterday, you learned about the land art movement. It's a movement and an art medium that's still being used by contemporary artists today. And what you see here are your choices. So, this project is a 2-week project. You're going to pick two of the 6 projects to create. Um, this video is to review those options and answer questions along the way. All right. So the first project is an earth mandala. An earth mandala is something that creates a pattern. It's very concentric. That means it's a circle-based composition and definitely has repetition and so it's great when you get outside. Now, we're doing land art for 2 things. Is because I think it'd be great for you guys to get outside and experience nature and just kind of get into our bodies, breathe some fresh air, um, and just be part of nature and the environment. And realize that art making can involve many non-traditional mediums that non-traditional to the uh, historic European art world, but traditional to other cultures. All right, so the earth mandala, again, definitely has that kind of repetition. Um, uh, it's very symmetrical. You could see here in this example, they use many different types of materials. When you're outside, you could make an earth mandala just with rocks or with sticks. So there's a lot of choices in making your mandala, okay? Another option is the earth drawing. So the earth drawing is basically like making a line drawing, but with natural objects. So you can see here in this image, they are using leaves in the fall, so you get that beautiful color. Um, you could also use sticks and rocks to create your drawings. I have an earth drawing in my front yard made with pebbles and stepping stones. Um, so it's very purposeful when you're creating it. You're creating a line in nature that leads the viewer. And when the viewer sees it, they really kind of respond. So when you're making your earth drawing, it can be in your own backyard or your front yard. If it is difficult for you to get outside in your own space, maybe you can make an earth drawing with materials around you in your own environment. Now, an assemblage sculpture is an art that is made by using a combination of different objects, and you can see it resembles kind of a composition. This is the best image I could find. I hate using stock photos, but I really loved how they made an image with sticks and rocks, and it's got visual balance, it's got interest, it's got scale variety. So it's really kind of interesting to look at. Okay. To make an assemblage, it's best to go around and collect materials and then respond to them by organizing them when you're making your composition. Rock balancing. If you've ever been on a hike in one of the local uh, hiking places in our area, you'll see that you'll probably have seen these rock balancing sculptures. They are very peaceful and thoughtful. It takes quite a lot of concentration to create rock balance sculptures. They are a nice challenge. And so here's a couple examples I found. And then here's a great video with a land artist, Pontus Jansson, who this is what he does. He goes around and makes, and they're quite amazing because he uses and defies gravity. It looks like there should be rods of steel but through these things to connect them, but it's just basically him orienting the weight and responding to it. So mud sculptures, if you have a space in your backyard or you're out hiking, maybe you want to make some mud sculptures. We definitely have been getting some rain lately. So that's just digging up some mud, and what ceramics is basically mud. So you can make sculptures in your own space. You can bring mud back to your house. You could, as you see with Liz Crow, her mud people, this is a great piece. What's nice about it is the repetition. They're kind of funny and clunky and a little creepy. And also, you could also create a site-specific mud sculpture, as you can see here with the head emerging from the ground. So there's a couple options there. Now, let's say you're just not in the mood to go out, or the weather is bad, or you're just in a place where it makes sense to you to stay home. Another option is the sixth option, is a land art Google slide project. To do this, you're going to pick one of these land artists, and you can see these are all hyperlinked to their own Wikipedia page. And you can learn about these land artists. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a Google slide with the first slide's a biography slide about the artist's life and what you learn about them. And then there's five slides. Each slide has an image of the artist's artwork. And then the last slide is a reflection slide. And on this slide, you're going to write a defensive argument about why this artist's work is significant and what you've learned. So even if you are kind of on the fence, or you're not sure why it's significant, I want you to act like you're that artist's lawyer and come up with an argument why this work has a value and purpose and interest, okay? So that's a 7-slide project. So that's another option. Again, there's 6 projects. This is a 2-week project. That means you're going to pick one project for your first week, and you're going to pick a second project for your second week. It can change. That is fine. If you change your mind, you're like, the weather's great, I'd rather do an earth drawing instead, or you just happen to be on a hike with your family and you want to do a rock balancing. Just make sure anything you make that you document with your smartphones, and that's what you'll be submitting for these projects. So don't just make it and walk away. Make sure you take pictures and submit it for your assignments. Just to follow up, lastly, this is our objectives for the project. Our objectives are to learn about land art and artists, to be able to speak about this art movement and develop our own observations, to create 2 land art projects. So that, again, that's 1 project for each week. And then also to document by photographing your land artworks or turning in your Google slide. All right, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section or email me. Okay, all right, guys, you're gonna do a great job. I'm really looking forward to your project, and I'll see you soon.